Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 126. This one reviewing the 914th episode of the anime, which is called Finally Clashing, the Ferocious Luffy vs. Kaido, and the 965th chapter of the manga, the Kurozumi Clan Conspiracy. Yep. Now, I originally was supposed to do this on Sunday, but due to the fact that I did not have much time Sunday to do it, couldn't do it that day. You probably think, okay, what about Monday? Monday was kind of the same thing. Monday, like Sunday was because of basically Quark and Tada. Monday because I had to do some last minute Christmas shopping, and last night, reason I got home late from a Christmas party. That's the simple gist of it. That's the reason why it took me so long to get to this one. But now I watched it. This episode is out from the last 3 pages of chapter 922, pages 15 through 17, and pages 2 through 11 of chapter 223. Episode picks up exactly where the last episode left off, where Kaido destroys Odin Castle. We see that Kinemon and Kikyo have survived. Basically, he got sort of buried, but he survived, and he's basically shocked to see Odin Castle the way it is, and his first person he worried about is basically his current master, Momo. And Kikyo's like, you should worry about your wife more than your master. Go to her, I'll find Momo. He's like, okay, that seems like a good idea. And they split off, and that's their part for the episode. By the way, the Straw Hat and the Heart Crew, they do survive, because I know they're actually currently in the manga right now, but I will not reveal exactly how they survived. Yeah, it's particularly very weird. Now, as for in the case of what happened, now the rest of the episode is mostly focused on Luffy and Trafalgar Law. There's a little bit of focus on Jack. You see him a few times in the episode reacting to pretty much everything going on. And Luffy, of course, gets angry what happened in last week's episode, so he goes to Gear 3, and punches Kaido right in the frickin' head, knocking him down. And it hits him a few times, and, well, actually, after hitting him, apparently, we see that speed has fallen out of his mouth, which, that actually is explained in this episode. Luffy basically comes across her, and knocks the guys with basically haki, and she explains that she was definitely taking Tama back to her village when Kaido showed up and kind of swallowed her, but she was able to get out. What happened to Tama is not really explained here. And Law basically sees what happened with Speed. Now, Law is a doctor. I would think he would treat her. But nope, he doesn't treat her. He probably will. And then eventually Luffy gets more angry and starts continually beating, he tells Kaido who he is, and Kaido gets really angry. Of course, apparently that first hit from Luffy kind of made him sober, and made him really angry. Luffy's already angry too, and then the rest of the episode is basically them beating the crap mostly Luffy beating the crap out of Kaido with the double elephant gun. Yep, and that's the episode itself. This episode was really good, and the only thing this episode did have a slight hiccup to it. When Luffy was seen in the air, I think that Toei may have made a slight hiccup with this episode. What do I mean by that? How about the fact that when Luffy was flying, the animation didn't look very good at all, which normally for this series, when they see characters in the air like this, they're usually done really well. It's like this episode, they were kind of sloppy with this particular thing. Now, Kaido in the dragon form still looks great. But I have a question, though, that I don't think even the manga has probably answered yet. Where did Kaido get that scarf from that he's got on his belly? Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't think that Big Mom gave it to him. No, I don't think so. I'm not sure who gave it to him. Yeah. Now move on to new chapter of the manga. The Kurozumi clan's plot. Yeah, first chapter is basically looks like Ben's basically shooting one of his subordinates. It's like, you're gonna get enough ruckus. You're gonna get spotted too. We see Vito on top of something. Uh, I can't tell. He's one of his other subordinates. I think the woman here is probably supposed to be. It's not one of his subordinates because he mostly has an all-male crew. The only woman there is probably his wife. This is probably a resident of Dressrosa. Chapter starts off basically with Odin on Whitebeard's ship. He's basically talking to the woman who becomes his wife. And they go on traveling to various places. Yep. They go to various places. Yeah. So, I know that because the whole. Apparently, him traveling with Whitebeard gives him a bounty. Yes. That is serious. The Navy gives him a bounty. And Wano, he's perfectly fine because he's basically a daimyo. So he has sort of an argument, and then we see the birth of Momo. Yep, Momo was born. Yeah, this is of course. Yeah, celebrating the birth, and yeah, basically he's found himself a wife. His wife really wants to return to water. He's like, no, I haven't finished about my answer yet. We'll be fine. Yep. Here's the thing was basically, yeah, like about Zoo, which is true, and they talk about basically making divisions. Yep, this is how eventually that Marco becomes the first division captain. Hmm. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I was answering somebody on Skype. Yeah, so he of course is running about, and and back in Wano, Orochi shows up at the Shogun's palace. Yeah, we see him. The guy becomes the Shogun of the country. Yep. So apparently they accuse him of treason, which probably says about the end of basically Odin's time as a daimyo. Hmm. Yep. And apparently he gets the future. He says, "Vision, you be the Shogun." And he's like, "Those are who are you anyway? You're not aware what happened to your grandfather?" I don't know much. He just committed shipwreck. Not quite. He was killed by the Kojins. Okay. Yeah, apparently he committed some crime. Yeah. Yep. And apparently he's raised as a baby. Yeah. But his crime was simply being born. Yeah, it's a bit of a racism, or at least prejudice, whatever. Yeah, it's not very interesting stuff. And then the old lady turns into a smoking hot woman briefly, and then turns into him, gives him a devil fruit. Yeah, a devil fruit. I can tell by looking at this damn thing. That's the backing power. What this devil fruit is? Well, the chap does not say what the heck this devil fruit is. He introduced himself to a new family. We come to the flower capital, and we see the beginning of something. The beginning of possibly his relationship with Kaido. So you plant the seeds for that. Yep. We cut back to Whitebeard. So apparently it's been 4 years since he left Wano. So comes Island of Animals, which I think this is the same animals that possibly Luffy went to. Luffy and his crew went to. And then we see the Gold Roger pirates. Yeah, the Gold Roger pirates. Well, it's the Gold Pirates, and they finished being a bunch of Marines. We all see young red hair Shanks. We see Silver Ray when he's much younger. And he's like, Whitebeard, my, it's been ages. Guess I'll scrap. Get rest while you're still alive. And my end is nigh. This might be the last time we ever meet Whitebeard. Yeah, because he later goes out to be executed. Yep. Interesting chapter. I at least got praise it for that. Not really a fan of the political stuff they throw in here, but yeah, basically the whole thing with overarching. That's set up for later, per se, but yeah, but my question is like, how long is this particular portion of the arc going to last for? Like, when are we going to back to present day where Luffy's going to beat the crap out of Kaido and finally defeat him? Who knows? This particular portion has been going on for about 6 chapters, I'd say. It's interesting though, we're taking a break from present day to focus on the backstory of Odin. Not the first in the series has done this, but they've done like a small portion of an actual arc be a flashback. The first time I can think of, this has been happened a few times in the course of the series. They did this with Nami with her flashback, though it didn't last this long. They did it with Nami with the Arlong Park arc. They did it with Alabasta arc. Let's see, Skypiea definitely. They did their Edoslavi exploring Nicarag's backstory. And Frankie's backstory as well. Yeah, both the backstories pretty much explained there. This need flashbacks in there. Let me think here. Is anybody else? Let's see. Any orcs? I think like after they did the whole thing with Nico Robin and Frankie, after that, I think they did kind of a little bit of flashback for Brooke and Thriller Bark, but wasn't that like thoroughly detailed as the other ones were. After that, well, they didn't have anything like this again until they got to Dressrosa, where they mostly explained Law's backstory and Doflamingo's backstory. Yep. And then pretty much after that, it's mostly in Whole Cake, it's all Sanji's backstory, and a little bit of Big Mom's. But those didn't last for as long as this. Yeah, in the case of Big Mom, that lasted about 3 episodes in the anime. Basically about a handful of chapters. This has lasted for about 6 chapters now. Like I like what they do here. It's interesting. But who knows how much further this is going to go. I hope this wraps up a couple times because I really want to move on to present day and see the return of Jinbei, hopefully. Yep. So I'm going to give this chapter hopefully a 9 out of 10. It's still a good chapter. As a matter of fact, like, not much happening here. I was a big noteworthy thing is the birth of Momo and let's see, Odin getting a bounty, and of course teasing the end of Gold Roger. That's simply just what we can get basically from this chapter. And plus set up with Orochi. That's pretty much just I can get in this chapter, okay? So yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review, what I'm going to do next, watch the anime now, which will be on news episode of Boruto. Yep. And after that will be Black Clover, Case Closed, and finally 7 Deadly Sins, okay? But see you next view. Bye.